Dave.
Ian.
Hello and welcome to apexadjacent.
Wow.
Our show.
Yeah.
I know. I'm just feeling. I was feeling formal today in my formal T-shirt.
Yeah, we're both T-shirt boys today.
I know.
Yeah. I feel very blessed in that, like, I've seen you in shorts way more than I ever have in my entire life. You've been a shorts boy this year.
Yeah.
Like COVID changed you.
It did a little bit. It did. I now own shorts. Yes.
You do. Yeah.
I'm not happy about it. I still don't think anyone looks good in them. They're silly.
I like that the most whimsical wardrobe thing you have is just a pair of like hipster jean shorts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I love you, buddy.
Have we met? I don't do whimsy.
Yeah, Ian. Oh man. Okay. I learned something today that I need to share with you. And it's just a fun little fact that I will never get out of my head. And once I tell you, you never will either. Okay?
Okay.
So I am getting my lift installed tomorrow. Okay?
Yes.
Right? Woo! Okay. So I cleaned tons of stuff out of the garage and got like everything, in that area, like very bare bones. Like it's just drywall at this point, right?
So what time is the lift being installed?
I don't know. Why? When are you going to show up with your VW?
I'm going to be pushing my car. I'm going to plan a breakdown, emotional and mechanical, for 5 minutes after that's done. I need, like when I make bread, the kids have a fight over like who gets to taste test it. Who gets the first bite. Yeah. I want the first bite of that lift, Dave. I need to taste test the sweet, sweet lift action. That hydraulic fluid just in my mouth. That's what you do, right? You just get a straw and you just drink the hydraulic fluid, right?
This is why you're never allowed in Pep Boys in the 4-state area.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm sorry, Ian. The ramps to get on the lift are too steep for your R32. I'm gonna treat you like every discount tire and every car wash you've ever been to.
Yeah. No.
Yes. You are more than welcome to be on my lift anytime, buddy. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah. Not a problem. Yeah. You're gonna regret that. So, I have 2 cars. I'm very fortunate that I get to have 2 cars. They are very different in their sizes. Right. And I would like to put both of them on the lift, right? Not together, but like if I need to put the Lexus on the lift, I want to be able to do that to do an oil change and whatnot. Right.
Yeah.
So it's a thing, like, let's size it for the biggest car. Right. And so I put my Lexus in that bay. Right. And it's the shortest bay. There's like a little garage wall that kind of comes out because like the outside of the garage, whatever.
Right.
Right. And, so like I park it, it's kind of like I get out and I move it a little bit and it's even front to back and all that stuff. And so I put down gaffer tape on the floor at the end of each bumper and then like where the wheels were, right? And I don't know if this is going to be beneficial when the lift guys show up tomorrow, but I did it anyway, right? Can't hurt, right? Worst case, I'm out 3 minutes of time and, 18 cents of gaffer tape. So I take the Lexus out, I put it back where it normally goes, and I park the Fiat in there. Okay. So I have tape on the floor denoting the front bumper and the rear bumper of my Lexus and the wheels of my Lexus. Right?
Okay. Does the whole Fiat fit within the wheelbase of the Lexus?
Almost. It fits within the edges of the wheels themselves. So like the back or
not
the
hub
tire.
to hub.
Right. Yes. Not hub to hub, but like the back of the back tire to the front of the front tire. The Fiat fits inside of that by like 2 or 3 inches.
That's amazing.
And I have pictures to prove it.
Yeah. That's so great.
Yeah. Okay. So here, let me share the browser with the folks. Okay. Here we go. So here is the front. Okay. And you can see, like, look at how different the wheel, like where the wheels are. But yeah, so there's the that line like right here. I don't know if you can see my cursor.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's the front of the front wheel.
Okay.
And then for the back is there's some overhang on the back of that car, man, on the back of the LS. Okay, that's just another angle. Okay. So there's the wheel to the back. It's like 2.5-ish feet.
You could get 2 motorcycles and park them on either side of the Fiat and still have room to spare.
I could.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
That's so funny.
So the fact that one of my cars can fit completely inside the tire width of my other car.
Yeah.
Right? I love that. Yeah. Yeah. And then there's a wide angle shot of the Fiat.
Because of course you need a wide angle.
Right?
You look at that face. You can be angry at that face.
I learned on the Flag Time podcast that these are called glorbs. GLORBS.
What are the
like these wide angle shots of the cars to make them look very funny. And you hear that like sound effect.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So thank you, Serrated and the Flag Time boys. Yeah.
Glorbs like that.
So there you go. So I have polar opposites when it comes to size of the cars. Yeah.
I love that. That's so good.
And
it's a great idea.
You wouldn't have known it if this idiot hadn't put tape on the floor. So there you go.
I mean, I think we could have guessed.
Right? Yeah.
I don't think I would have been far off.
No. Nope.
Dave?
Yeah.
Can we talk about the bullet that we dodged that was both a little nerve-wracking and also entirely predictable?
Yes, we can. Let's get into it, buddy. Let's get into it. Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, so my lack of mechanical, let's say, ability is well documented on this show. And here's the thing. In my own head, there is an argument that takes place every time I touch tools.
Okay, let's hear it.
And the argument boils down to, am I bad at this or am I just the most unlucky person on the planet? And to be totally honest, I am not sure which one it is, because the argument is clearly I'm the one touching the tools and things get messed up. So I'm bad at it. But on the other side, I know the correct thing to do. Like I know I can look at a thing and say, and figure out how it works and usually how it comes apart and how it goes back together. I just cannot, for the life of me, do it without fucking something up. It just cannot happen.
Well, so there is the isolated Ian incidents, right? Yeah, the I's, if you will, the triple I's. But then I would like to dovetail in. I think I am a very mechanical individual. I think I'm very mechanically inclined.
Yes, obviously.
Except for one thing. I have a fucking streak of breaking and stripping bolts. I do.
Interesting.
I know. And it's me. It is me. Like I have gotten torque specs wrong in the past. I've over torqued things. I told somebody to torque one thing that turned out to be a different bolt. And like the HHR, like I thought it was the crank bolt, but it was the tensioner bolt because I didn't actually look at it. Yeah. So that's how
those are two very different things.
Yeah. Right?
Okay, so here's what happened. I was like, okay, I'm gonna go work on the Lemons car because I'm excited to drive it. I feel like I should put some work in, and like our work schedules lined up.
Yeah. And we had some serendipity.
Yeah, everything worked for scheduling and me going with you to go work on the car. And so we went up there, and you very wisely gave me some menial tasks to do, which I did cheerfully and without breaking anything for, I'm going to say, at least 35 minutes. And then
you built my trust up with that. Yeah.
Right.
You were doing very well.
I was crossing things off the whiteboard.
No, we were
My
working
little
very well
marker?
together. Chad was there, right? We're working on the Lemons car, right?
Yeah.
We're doing car guy shit.
I went and got lunch again. My primary responsibility on any racing team.
You drove Luther for the first time when you went.
I did. I think I had driven it once before.
Oh, okay. I couldn't remember.
But it had been a long time. Yeah, I went and got lunch, and I let's be honest, I fucking knocked it out of the park going to get lunch.
You did. I mean, you did. I had a salad there, but you went and got Chiba Hut. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I can deliver some lunch to a race team, guys.
Yeah.
Then we got back, and we had a few more things that we needed to button up before we left. And I was basically like going through and torquing all the things that needed to be torqued.
Right. Yeah, like I was doing the rough installs, and then I left a list on the board of things to torque. Yeah.
Yes. And so I was going behind you and torquing stuff. And we were installing the assembly with all of the like foil packs.
Yep.
Into the head. And that was not written on the board, and it wasn't on the page that I had looked up initially.
Correct.
And so I asked you what it was, and you said 16.
16. Yep.
16 pound-feet.
Right.
And so I said, okay. And so I got my torque wrench and I went, ding, snap.
The garage was quiet. Yeah.
We both got quiet. And I said, oh, was that some plastic? Uh-huh. And you said, yeah, it might have been. And then I went to turn it again, and it was just nothing. And it was just, I was turning air. Yep. And we snapped the bolt.
It was
inside.
Yes, it was. It went from righty-tighty to righty-loosey.
Yeah.
Because I told you the wrong torque spec. It turns out those are only 8.
8.
Yes. Yeah. And like a 3 millimeter wide bolt does not do well with double the torque it was intended to take.
Who would have thought?
Right? Huh. Engineers, huh?
Mm-hmm.
But you pulled out the sheared bolt part. We pulled the coil pack.
Mm-hmm. And you found the rest of the bolt was sticking up just enough out of the head for you to get some pliers onto it. Yep. And pull it out of there. Yep. Without even like you didn't even mangle a thread.
No, yeah, I have a picture of that bolt. Yeah. It's in the folder. It's called, I thought I named it Lucky, but I did not. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. That's the tip there. It's turned around, but yeah. And it was that thing where like it was like, I don't know, maybe a millimeter, 2 millimeters for me to get like needle nose pliers on it. And that when does this ever happen? Right? That when you put needle nose pliers on a bolt and you go to turn it, there's like no resistance whatsoever.
Right. It just turned. Yeah. It just came right out.
Right.
Yeah.
Because the threads were clean. Nothing was chowdered up. It didn't drive itself into the head.
Yeah.
Oh, we got.
Because I have so much practice at fucking up that I fuck up in the just nailed it.
Yeah. Honestly, you did. Yeah.
This should be the logo for my racing team food delivery service. And it should just say, better just give him a coffee order.
Broken bolts and loose nuts delivery. I like that. Yeah.
Keep him away from the wrenches. Send him for a latte.
Hey, I am to blame for that one because I fired a number at you that I had made an assumption. I made an ass of me. Yes. You did what you were told. You were like, "Oh, here's the guy that I trust."
I know, but it's every time I touch tools, every single time something like that happens.
Well, my streak of shearing bolts and stripping threads continues then. So yeah.
And I was just like, my first thought after it was clear that it was not a piece of plastic, because I did definitely delude myself into like, oh, something plastic broke.
Yeah.
Was just like, oh my God, if this ruins the head on this engine, I am going to be so fucking pissed.
On the brand new engine. Yeah.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Like what a ticky tack thing to like ruin a head over.
Yep.
Oh
And then
God.
smash cut to the rest of the Lemons team saying we cannot be left alone. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. We are kicked off the team. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. Now, I mean, it's one of those crazy lucky literal breaks that you don't get much in your life, right?
Mm-hmm.
We don't.
Yeah, I'm so happy that came out so quickly and easily.
Yeah.
Woo.
I know that's the thing that turns a literal 5-minute job of putting the coil packs in into a potentially like 4-hour job, right?
Right.
Because like if it's sheared underneath the head, then really it's just the tiniest drill bit, right? That you can get, like, and going so methodically, carefully.
You become a safe cracker.
Yes.
In a movie.
Yes. You're exactly right. I never thought about that, but yes. Yeah. Right.
So obviously we didn't have a bolt because
Right.
this one's broken. So then you got me the fuck out of there as soon as possible. It drove me home. And then it confiscated all my tools. And then you went to the junkyard. Did you find a replacement?
Oh yeah, I found plenty of replacements. Yeah. Okay. Yep. I also had that very rare junkyard moment where you find someone else's tool that they left there who knows how long ago. Yeah, somebody left a circuit tester there. Just one of the little pin looking things that you plug 2 wires to see if there's and a little bulb goes. Yeah, so yeah, Pappy got a free tool. So
sweet.
Yeah, right? Yeah. It'll be good.
I feel like that should just be regarded as like a take a penny, leave a penny sort of situation.
Yes.
At the junkyard.
Yes. And there is a threshold for like what kind of like if somebody left an impact driver there, I would absolutely be asking around, like even a nice socket, right? Like
right.
Or a socket period, right? But like for something like that I think is typically in the Harbor Freight giveaway pile. Yeah, right.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, you're coming home with me.
Oh, I've told you I found a set of pliers in the hood, under the hood of my car that was returned to me from a mechanic before. And I was like, and my first impulse was like, oh, I'm going to mail this back to him. But then I was like, probably shouldn't have left this under my hood to begin with.
Right? As it arcs across the battery terminals.
Right?
Yeah.
I drove home like this, so I think this is mine now.
Yeah, right? If the tool sticks, then you get to keep it. I think it's the... Yeah.
Right. It didn't fall on the ground.
Yeah, if it somehow survives the Denver road ride home without falling off the chassis, it's yours.
Yeah, or into my fans.
Yes. Right? Yeah. I like that. So your car can keep some things attached, just not hub axle bolts.
Yeah. Fine.
Nice. Okay. But yeah, so we had our lucky break, literally, right? Yeah.
Oopsies.
Hey. Yeah.
What else should we talk about?
Hey, I will say real quick, it was a delight working on the car with you and Chad because I think we were like working with you guys is great. And I feel like that's the whole vibe of this team is that like, even when we get like tired and kind of wrung out, we're still like very much like on the same page. And like when you and I and Chad were just talking about like, okay, like we need to fix this brake flare. We don't have the right stuff to do it. So it's just going to have to sit like, and then we all like, like I put out like, okay, well, let's not put the radiator in. Let's leave some of these other things because it's just going to be so much harder to fix the brake, where the brake booster is, like it was all just like very lined up and we all agreed and kind of bounced stuff off each other. And it was very quick to like get on the same page and Yeah,
totally.
Right?
Well, and I think a lot of that comes from the fact that it's not 36 hours before the car needs to be on the racetrack, so we have the luxury of saying like, oh, let's do this in the correct order.
Yes.
And even if it takes a little bit longer.
Yeah.
So did we ever figure out what was exactly going on with that brake?
No,
brake
we'll
leak?
need to tackle it the next work day. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
yeah, hopefully this weekend I'll be able to work on.
That was another one because
Uh-huh.
we only found that because we were trying to tighten the crank bolt.
Right, but the engine kept turning.
The engine was turning, so we're like, well, we'll use the brakes to hold the front wheels.
Right.
And so someone, I think it was you, went and stepped on the brakes, and then it was just like a out of one of the brake lines. It was like, well, that's not going to work.
Yes. Yeah. Turns out, yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hydraulic pressure, man. It's a thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
It turns out you don't want Swiss cheese in your
No.
hydraulic
Yeah.
system.
Apparently, it needs to be able to withstand a PSI.
Right.
Yeah.
What else should we talk about?
You know, you and I went to Sim City, buddy.
We did go to Sim City.
Yeah. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, you guys may have noticed last week we did not have an episode.
Yep.
Because Dave and I were busy recording our 500th episode, which will be coming out in a few weeks' time. We went to Denver Racing Social down in Centennial. Had a great time down there. Andrew really hooked us up.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And it was a lot of fun. We got to race on the full motion racing sim.
Oh my god, yeah.
I picked Laguna Seca. Andrew picked a Formula 4 car or an F4 car to drive around Laguna Seca. It was a blast. Yeah. It was really fun and a very weird sensation. It was weird that I got used to it really quickly.
I'm not surprised by that, but yeah.
But some of the the input things and stuff were not set up the way that I would like them for sure. But apparently all the members kind of go in and kind of fiddle with stuff. So
yeah,
interesting. How did you find it? Because we didn't really get to talk about the sim part of it because we were busy doing other stuff.
Yeah, it was wild, man. So I've never been on a full motion sim. I've never done a truly immersive VR experience or anything like that. And when you did the sim at the McLaren dealer, it didn't move. Did it?
No, it was not full motion. There was some butt feedback.
Yeah, like the whatever the butt rumbler thing is. I know what you're talking about.
The butt rumbler. That was my nickname in high school. The butt rumbler. Yes, there was the butt rumbler, and the feedback on the steering wheel was cranked up really high on the one in Vegas, higher than this.
Yeah.
And I think this was set pretty low for some of that stuff for the motion. He said it was at the lowest setting.
Well, we need to talk about that real quick.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah. So yes, I'll talk about my experience, but we definitely need to talk about when we were all standing around and we watched our buddy Eric Bergman, crash and the crazy movements that the sim went through.
Full fucking send.
Yes. Yeah. He practically rolled down the corkscrew nose over tail.
Yeah. Yeah. He basically did break into the corkscrew and it was amazing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Andrew looked a little concerned for a second.
Yeah.
Because everybody saw his crash and went, oh, and then everyone just turned
yes, right.
and looked at Andrew. Is this okay?
Yeah.
Did you break something?
Right.
It was pretty funny.
And then Andrew said,
what did he say?
He was like, and that's on low.
Oh, yeah. That's on low.
And it was holy shit, if that's on low. And Eric looks like he was in a smoothie machine for 3 minutes.
Yeah, he got rattled around in there a little bit. It was so funny too, because when you go in, you buckle a seatbelt. It won't turn full motion on unless you buckle the seatbelt. And I thought that was kind of silly. And then I got in. I was like, okay, well, the seatbelt, okay, that's fine. That makes sense.
I can see what you're doing here. I can. Yeah. This is not vanity. Yeah. Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah. This is definitely. Yeah. It's not like one of those rides at an amusement park where it's okay, this is obviously something that you take your kids on and you're okay, yeah, okay, we're putting on this lap bar. Right. But if you fell out, all you would need to do is just slowly stand up. Right.
Right.
Yeah. No, that seatbelt did a thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
It did.
Yeah.
Yeah, put in some work. Yeah. So what was your strategy going in to doing this? Because we were doing sort of a loose competition.
Correct. Yes.
And neither of us had driven the sim before.
Right.
We both know where Laguna Seca goes, and we know the
Yes.
corners, but neither of us had ever driven that car on any sim before.
Correct.
What was your approach, and what were your thoughts?
Complete blank slate approach. Like, I can very like grandpa into a thing and like start very slow. I don't think I did that to the degree that I have done in the past. I think I kind of ramped up a little bit faster, just kind of knowing you have limited time and stuff like that. So it was like, okay, like let's kind of get on it a little bit here. What's the worst that could happen? And then we see Eric's crash, right? But it was really interesting. It was like there was that period of time where like you obviously know that you're in a sim and you're kind of like your mind is still trying to make sense of everything. And I should say before that, insanely nervous. My hands were sweating like crazy.
Even before you started.
Yeah, I only had one piece of pizza that night and I was hungry as shit, Ian. I wanted to eat like 17 pieces of pizza and it was good pizza. Oh my God. So yeah, like, oh my God, I was sweating. My hands were sweating. I had that pit of the stomach nervousness where I thought I might have to poop, like I was legit nervous. And, like my hands were slipping on the steering wheel, even though it has like crazy rubber grips.
Right.
But like after about 2 laps, like my body just put together, like my brain put together everything that like my eyes and my body were feeling and seeing, right? With like what to do. And so like I remember on like the uphill part to the corkscrew, I remember like just kind of like feeling like I was kind of like digging down and coming up towards it and like looking like naturally looking up the hill. Like, because that's where you should be looking, right? Like it was that, like, I'm not looking at a screen. I was looking at the destination. Right.
And I will say, I feel like that's where the full motion thing really comes into play more than anything. Is it feels more natural for where your eyes are going.
Yes.
More than it simulates like the motion of a car.
Correct.
If that makes sense.
Yes.
But yeah.
And I think it does really well with acceleration and deceleration, like pitching your body, forward and back. It
the
like
weight transfer stuff.
The turning aspect of it, I think, was something that maybe if it was a car with more body roll, then I think that might be a little bit more amplified, which might make it a touch more immersive. But since the acceleration and the braking of that car are so incredibly violent, like that's a very, very fast car. And I was just mashing the shit out of the brakes and I wasn't locking them up much. Right. And I did better my first time than the second round that I did. I was all over the place second round,
Okay.
Yeah. But you greatly improved. Yeah.
Well, my strategy was, because I wasn't sure if everyone was only going to get one run, and a few people had gone before me, and nobody had set a lap time.
Right. Because nobody got a clean lap. Yeah.
Yeah, it was only counting clean laps. So I went with the Price is Right strategy. Bid $1.
$1, Bob. $1.
Just get around. Yes. Was my strategy at first. And then I started to push a little bit. And I think I only had one big off out of both sessions.
Okay.
So I was being pretty cautious.
Yeah.
And I ended up with a 132 was my best time.
Yeah. And I think I was a 138 or something like that.
And the best time was like a 126 by somebody who knew what they were doing.
Yes. By a member. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think I was the fastest of the first timers.
Yeah.
And then there was the two members were both faster than me by quite a margin.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Garst is very fast. Yeah. Brendan
Yeah,
Garst.
he was really quick.
Yeah. He's a great driver. Great driver.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So yeah, it was wild. Yeah. So such an interesting experience. And yeah, so I'm showing a Google image from somebody that left a review, Noah Carson. We don't know this person, but I definitely want to give them credit because we're putting their, a screen cap and a little bit of their video from their review on the screen here just to give folks an idea. But yeah, like, I mean, it is a rig,
Yeah.
Yeah. And
It's
like,
really cool.
yeah, the monitor swings out so you can get in and out,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Andrew did a great job of like organizing like there's like a QR code that you scan and you like put your name and email address in, and so like all that like ranking and all that stuff is taken care of on the back end. And yeah, it was fantastic. Yeah, very very well managed, very very well put together, amazing equipment. Yeah, really, and a cool spot, and yeah, and Andrew was great to talk to and to have there with us for that show.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
right?
so yeah, look for that in a few weeks.
Yeah,
it's a good one. It's fun.
yeah, we had a good time. And one of the huge takeaways for us, I think, is that like we have a mobile live setup now, and like at the Denver Auto Show next year, like I'd love for us to do a live show on the press day.
Bar mitzvahs?
Yes, we will. I will play a bunch of Skrillex and we will do a podcast at your child's bar and bat mitzvahs.
Yep.
Yeah, quinceañeras. Yeah.
Yeah. Weddings.
Yeah, exactly.
If you want to like just speed run right to divorce, just book us for the wedding and it'll be done in no time.
Right? Yeah.
Get you in and out of there in an hour.
What's the father-daughter dance? Aphex Twin window licker. Get on the fucking dance floor.
Oh, and we're going to watch the video.
Yes.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Oh, so yeah. So yeah, like we have a mobile rig now, and we made my poor little laptop cry. I'm working on making that better, but yeah. It's
well, yeah, good job setting all that stuff up. You carted so much gear.
I packed the Fiat full. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, thank you, man. Like you and I, like we worked so well together on it. Like we really nailed it, Yeah.
Again, I got the job of taping wires down to the floor.
You did.
Fucking nailed it.
But my streak,
and I got pizza.
My streak, Ian, of stripping threads.
Oh, that's true. You did strip the threads on the speakers. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was funny. Yeah, Dave had these like little the free garage speakers. They had mounting points on them.
Yep.
And something happened.
I
don't know what, but it wasn't good.
No, yeah, I had them on stands in my basement. I mocked up the whole setup one night. Yeah. And I had the speakers on stands. I made sure like we weren't getting mic feedback from like the guest mic, like speaker placement, sound, everything. The laptop's getting all the audio, everything's dumping to the recorder like it should. And we go to set up the speakers, like the literal first thing that we're like setting up besides me opening my laptop. And the stands are not threading into the bottom of the speakers because apparently when I put them in the first time, it stripped the shit out of those threads.
Yeah, so, I don't know what happened. It was weird.
Yeah. They're brass inserts inside the speakers, and you can take the speaker apart and get that out. So I'm going to be doing that when I'm bored on a conference call tomorrow.
Nice.
So, yeah. Instead of playing Bellatro on a conference call. Yeah. But dude, that was a great, great time. And we so appreciate everybody that came out and came down to see us. It was a fantastic time. And I'm looking forward to doing more live shows. I want to do more live shows, you and I.
Yeah, me too. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And it was easy to fill an hour. So it was a blast.
I feel like we both play very well off of an audience. Like we play well to an audience. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What else we got?
Well, I do want to say real quick, go figure that the two guys that do 500 episodes of a fucking podcast have some kind of chemistry together and can at least make a crowd laugh for a little bit.
Right. Go figure. It would have been bad if we got no laughs. That would have been bad.
Yeah, we get heckled.
Right.
Yeah. Sorry, I interrupted you. But yeah.
No, I was just gonna move it on to license plate game.
Yeah, you bet, man.
I've got one that we didn't get to at the 500th, and it looks
okay.
like you have one.
Yeah.
It's your pick.
Okay. Let's do yours that we didn't do at the 500th, Ian.
Let's do it. This one is a little bit of a random grab bag.
Okay.
It is called, oh God, I lost it. Where is it?
I was gonna say it's not in the Google Drive, is it?
No, it's in the 500.
Oh, 500th
yeah. Okay. Episode.
Yes, I know. Oh, so I know where that is. I put it in the done folder. It's in done.
Oh, you've moved it.
Okay. I did. Ian LPG.
Ian license plate game, and it's called, it's whatever.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Here we go. Come on. Okay. Yes. Okay. I love these kinds of plates. Okay, so up top we have a Kia. What's the little Kia hatchback?
I believe that's a Forte.
Forte, that's it. Yeah. Then we have that's in silver. We have a black Audi Q5.
Yep.
And then we have a Hyundai Santa Fe in that kind of grayish putty-ish color. Mm-hmm. And I know exactly where the Hyundai is on 6th. Yeah. Don't
dox me.
And then we have the plates are NBD, no big deal, right?
Yep.
Into fancy, like I'm into fancy or I'm ain't too fancy.
So I read that as like not too fancy.
Yeah, not too fancy.
But I open to interpretation because I fully accept that there are other ways to read that plate.
Yeah. And then not too much, NT too much. What's up? Not too much.
Right.
Yeah.
It could be, I guess it could mean that you're into being fancy.
Right.
Yeah.
Or the not too much is they're in too much. Like they have their fingers in too many pies, so to speak.
Could be. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And yeah. Too much. No, yeah, it's not too much. Yeah.
I think it's too much.
Okay. Yeah. All right, so let's do some zoomies and enhancies here. We're going to start with the Forte. Not a bad little hatchback. We drove one at the auto thing a couple of years ago and liked it. I did.
No, I think that was an Elantra.
Oh, that's right.
And it was like the hot version of the Elantra.
That's right. Yeah,
it was like the Gen 1 Elantra. This is still sort of the bad old days.
Yeah, the Kia. Okay.
The Hyundai Kia.
Yeah. Oh, gotcha. Okay. Yeah. We have maybe a Virginia.
They aren't bad looking though. I agree. I think they're fine.
Yeah. I'd rather have that than a tiny crossover.
Yeah.
Okay, then we have a very tinted and very minimal Audi Q5.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, no ski racks or trailer hitch on that thing.
Crucial. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. And then the Santa Fe, Colorado, some kind of special plate. But yeah, boy.
I think that's a state parks plate.
Oh, okay.
I think.
Yeah. Boy, really not much to go on here. And the plates kind of like match it, like not too much, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I think I'm going to go with into fancy on the Audi. Because I am reading it as that they are into fancy things.
Okay.
I'm going to go no big deal on the Santa Fe and then not too much on the Forte.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know. They just kind of just falls in place like that for me mentally. The only other thing I can think of is that they would be in order. Yeah, the Hyundai and the Kia, I would maybe want to swap, but I'm going to stick with my gut.
Okay.
On this one. Boy.
Okay.
Very, very no clues.
Yeah, this one was definitely tough.
Yeah. Okay. Here we go.
You got nothing correct.
I got nothing at all correct. So they have into fancy or not too fancy on the Hyundai, into too much or not too much on the Audi, and no big deal on the Forte. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
No big deal. Yeah. Huh.
I have stories that I've told myself about these people. So
Yes.
I think that NBD, I think that that is maybe that person's initials.
Okay.
And they're just oblivious to the other meaning of it.
Okay. They're
like, I don't understand why
Tobias
everyone keeps...
Funke.
Right. They don't understand why anyone's saying no big deal to them all the time.
Sure.
And then I think not too much is like somebody who makes, many dollars a year, but convinces themselves that they're middle class.
Okay. Yes.
Right. Which is an Audi Q5 fits perfectly.
Right. A well-optioned Q5 for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. They feel like a class trader. And so they put not too much on their Audi Q5.
Right. Yes. With the black vanity plate. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And then a Hyundai Santa Fe, not too fancy.
Right. Yeah.
True. It's not. Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. Not too fancy.
Yeah.
Could be fancier. Could stand to be fancier.
It could. Yeah. Not impressed, Hyundai. Yeah. Do better. I'd be really interested to get some stick time in the new Santa Fe, like the one that looks like a Defender. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. It's such a weird turn because like I will die on this hill. I am sure that Hyundai Santa Fe's are going to turn into the new Nissan Altimas once all the Altimas have perished. I firmly think it's like first gen Hyundai Santa Fe's. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Hyundai Santa Fe, because we all know what those look like.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And man, you know that these are just beat to shit out there in the world. The bumper hanging off, right? Oh yeah, here's one with a hood scoop.
Fuck yeah.
You know what? I saw something very interesting. Speaking of hood scoops, I saw on somebody's hood when they were driving past me in a parking lot. I've had two very interesting parking lot interactions or like things happen lately. Okay. First one, and they're all super brief. First one was I saw somebody driving past me and they had a rectangle of something in the middle of their hood. And I was like, what the shit is that? And as they kind of like got closer as they were driving by, as I leapt onto their hood and demanded answers, I could see it was double-sided tape residue, right? So they had taken off a fake hood scoop. But the tape residue was there. Either that or the hood scoop like yeeted itself off on 270.
Flew off at speed.
Yes, yes. But their car didn't have anything else that made it look like they would tack things on unnecessarily. And of course, there were no holes in the hood underneath where that fake hood scoop would go.
Right.
But that was it. It was absolutely a hood scoop used to be there. Now it's not.
That's amazing.
Right? Yeah. And then the other parking lot interaction that I had this was just last night. I found a leaky toilet in my house. Super homeowner. Yeah, this is home repair podcast.
Woo!
Right? Woo! Right? So I have to reseat the toilet. And I went to Home Depot like you do to get all the stuff. And I parked my little Fiat, kind of far away. And I'm walking and like it's like 8 o'clock at night. So like there's nobody at Home Depot. It's dead on a weeknight. And I don't know, maybe 50-something-year-old dude is driving by very slowly in a white truck. And like, he's like looking at my Fiat and like, he's going like just creeper slow. And he like looks over at me and he goes, I want to get a stripe like that. Should I do a stripe like that? Except checkered. And it's that moment where like, I just like instantly just go, yeah, do it. It'll look great. Yes. Like, I don't care. Like, my car has many stripes. My wife was like, which one was he talking about? I was like, I don't know. I didn't ask. I just told him to do it,
Yeah.
Right?
That's the correct answer.
Right? Yeah. Just, yes. Do it. It'll look great. And I don't even know if he said okay or thank you. Like he just
peeled out.
Just parked on the other side of the parking lot. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Cool.
Great.
Man.
Yeah, that's exactly because they want to hear one thing.
Yeah.
They don't want like an actual critique of
Right.
their design decisions.
Exactly.
They want validation for their dumb idea.
Yeah.
I mean, I do that shit all the time. I want validation.
Yeah, of course. Also, life is short. Put a fucking stripe on whatever you want. Like I remember Obachowski asking us about the Peugeot vinyl on the side of his 405. Like, fuck yeah, do it. Yeah. Go nuts, man. Yeah, just go for it. So
I feel like this is related to, because like we all have the chip in our head where we actually do some like on the fly translation.
Yes.
Right. If we're socially successful people.
Yes.
Like you can kind of do translation. Just like so that interaction, you translated that correctly into he needs to hear yes.
Yes. Yes. Right.
Just as whenever my wife asks me, should we do X? That means get this fucking done right now, or it's your ass. That's what she means.
We are doing X is what she's saying.
No, it means you are doing X.
Yes, you are doing
the pronouns. No respect for pronouns in my house.
It's refrigerator poetry at that point.
Yeah. She says, should we? And it means you do.
Yes. Yes, you're correct. Like that on the fly mental translation service, I think is a good point of maturity that I feel like that I've made some progress with myself. Because like if somebody says something and they don't pronounce it correctly or they say the wrong word, but you know what they mean because you're actively listening, you don't correct them, right? Like you just right? You know?
Well, it's not even just as simple as active listening. It's also thinking like, what does this person want out of this interaction?
Yes.
Right. What and for me, this is not I often get a lot of credit for being empathetic that is ill-deserved because really this is just a calculation on my part of how do I make this interaction end as quickly as possible.
Right, by keeping people happy and keeping people happy, right? Because
if you give the person what they want out of the interaction, then guess what? That transaction time is real short.
True, but also there are people who are only interested in the brevity of the transaction and not the feelings associated with it. We've all met people like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I love those people. Those are my pals. I like that. Let's get this done.
Right.
Which is why I have a weekly hour-long podcast.
Yes, exactly. Where you just dick around with your friend.
Right. Right. Because this is where you do it. You get a podcast, you don't talk to the cashier.
Right. See, there you go. There you go. You allow someone else to snoop on this instead of ruining someone else's day. Yeah.
Exactly. Anyway, car show.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. Well, thank you very much for the vanity plates, Ian. Yeah.
I forgot that's how we got here.
Whatever. Yeah.
It's whatever.
I love it when you get plates like that are like, it's not a bold choice, but it's a choice. And like, I can't remember if I've used one that I want to mention specifically, but so I won't. But yeah. Well,
it's kind of funny to think about too. Like, if it's not a big deal,
right?
Then why'd you get the vanity plate?
Right.
I don't think you know what those words mean.
A little bit of a contradiction, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like that, Ian. Nice. Okay. I have a play game for you.
Okay.
If you feel like playing one more.
Let's do one more and then let's wrap it up.
An album and skedaddle. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see here. So this one in the Ian Don't Look folder, license plate game number 123 for my buddy. All right, this one is called Nuclear Family, or like George Bush.
Nuclear.
Yeah. Nuclear. That's what I kept saying. Nuclear. Yeah. Nuclear. Yeah. It wasn't until I had the game Nuclear Throne that I learned how to pronounce it. But anyway. This one's called Nuclear Family. There you go.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay, so we've got a Kia Sorento up top.
It was like I hit the threads with PB Blaster, man. You just got right in there.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
We've got, oh, dear Lord. We've got Man Van 5. There's 4 other idiots out there. And then Mom Trek. Mom Truck.
Yep.
Okay.
Kid Wagon, Man Van 5, and Mom Truck.
Yeah, so it's a Kia Sorento, a Toyota Tacoma, and a Jeep Grand Wagoneer, a new one.
Yeah. And have you been hearing about the reliability issues with the Grand Wagoneers?
I've heard a little bit, but not a lot.
They are fucking horrible, apparently.
Oh, man.
There's this like insanely hard to get to coolant pipe that is made out of rubber that should have been steel, like on the back of the HHR.
Right.
And, I mean, like you have to do like an engine out job to pull a coolant hose. Yeah. Or maybe like transmission out, because that's the easier way to get to it. So yeah. But I've been hearing a lot of bad stuff about the Grand Wagoneers. But anyway.
Okay. Interesting. Yeah. Okay. Oh man. Man Van. Guys, come on.
And none of these are vans.
There's not a van here.
Right.
I will say one observation about the Kia Sorento. This is a generation of the Kia Sorento.
Yes.
I love the thing on the C-pillar. Drives me kind of crazy, because it was like they were gonna do that floating roof thing from a few years ago. Yep. That was like all the rage that everybody did for like 3 years and then stopped. And
Saab perfected. Thank you.
Right. But then they kind of like gave up halfway.
Yes.
It's a very weird little detail, and I don't understand what it's meant to do.
Yeah. It is only meant to identify the brand. And it is the Kia Carnival and the Kia Sorento share it. And I don't think any of the other Kia vehicles yet have this, because the Carnival was the first one that had it. Yeah, the Kia Carnival minivan, that's a van, people, had that thing on the side.
But it goes all the way up, right?
You're right. It does go
all the way up. So for anyone who doesn't know, for any audio listeners, what we're talking about on the Sorento is on the Carnival, like David's talking about, on the C-pillar, on the back half of the C-pillar, so in the window that's in like the hatch area. The hatch area.
Yeah.
There's like a silver accent that goes down, and it's fine.
Kind of looks like a hockey stick on its side.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
But on the Sorento, it's sort of the same shape, but it's like real stubby.
Yes.
And it looks almost like it's like the same shape as the antenna on the roof. Like the little shark fin antenna, but facing the other direction.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It bugs me.
Yeah,
I don't get it.
A little styling flourish that doesn't quite really gel with anything else.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like they didn't want to do the Hofmeister or whatever kink.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Yeah. It's like an inverse of that.
Yeah. It's really strange.
Yeah. Huh. It is. Okay.
Okay. So we've got Kid Wagon, Man Van 5, and Mom Truck. Okay. So off the bat, I kind of want to put Mom Truck on the Tacoma.
Okay.
Because it's an actual truck.
Right. It is the only truck here.
It's the only truck here. It doesn't look like this truck is divorced man spec, so it's not like lifted with body kit and all that.
Right. Nary a TRD sticker anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like they actually do use the trailer hitch and that kind of stuff.
And yeah, I don't know. I feel like you don't see a lot of women driving pickup trucks, but when you do, often a Tacoma. Yeah. So I'm going with it.
Okay.
Okay, which leaves Man Van 5 and Kid Wagon. So I think Man Van 5 is on the Kia Sorento.
Okay.
And this person is overcompensating so much that they feel they need to explain their Kia Sorento.
Okay. because if they had a Wagoneer, they wouldn't feel the need to over-explain. Like, I'm a big, strong man.
Right.
To
and
call
I
back
feel
Dodge
like,
Journey.
right, the Wagoneer is already a pretty, like, you know, it's already styled very aggressive and all that.
Yeah, like very butch, very like, and it's a luxury item. Like those are expensive cars.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm going to put Kid Wagon on the Grand Wagoneer. It also has wagon in the name.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm going with.
Okay. Ian, you're going to be disappointed if you hate winning. You nailed it, Ian.
Oh,
3 for 3. Boom.
nice.
Jesse saw
that one. Yeah, that one made sense.
Van 5. Mark saw Mom Truck, and Tara saw Kid Wagon. So thank you, Jesse. Thank you, Mark, and thank you, Tara.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I don't know, guys. You don't need to explain your cars to people.
Van 5. Right? We're just reaching here.
I mean, honestly, all of these are unnecessary. Like, you have children. You need to transport them. Everybody knows this is a thing.
Right. Yes. You have bought a Wagoneer.
Not news to any.
Yeah. You skipped buying a Lincoln Navigator and bought the Jeep Wagoneer instead. Yeah. Interesting.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was a good one. I like that one.
Well, yeah. Thanks, Jesse, Mark, and Tara. Yeah. Okay.
Shall we finish it up with an album of the week?
We shall. Because Ian's looking at my eyes right now.
The Crypt Keeper has arrived. Okay, so there is. I don't think that this is a first for me, in that this is an actor's side project that I legitimately really, really like.
Oh, Billy Bob Thornton.
Yeah, it's Keanu Reeves' Dog Star.
Yes.
I can name more celebrities' bands than I have listened to celebrities' bands, for sure.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah, I can't think of another one. I mean, I really hate 30 Seconds to Mars. Like, really, really hate. That's Jared Leto's band.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
Yeah. Hated them for a very long time. But this is, if anyone has watched What We Do in the Shadows or the IT Crowd or Toast of London or a bunch of other British great stuff.
Yeah.
Matt Berry has this amazing speaking voice. There's a great video on the internet of him reading a letter. Ever watched those Letters of Note series? Yeah, they're great. The one that he reads is so funny. It's from a man to his wife, documenting all the times he has tried to have sex with her over the course of a year. It's so funny.
Okay.
And anyway, so he has this amazing, like, very famous speaking voice. He also is a musician, and he
very talented musician. Yeah,
very talented musician. And I have been listening to his record, The Blue Elephant, from 2021.
Okay.
It's really, really good.
Okay.
And it's very like it sounds very Serge Gainsbourg, if you like that, like kind of like 60s French pop is kind of the vibe of it.
Okay.
And it's excellent. And I played it for Jenny in the car. She loves, like, we loved What We Do in the Shadows.
Yeah.
And all of it, every single line reading of his on that show is just the best thing ever.
Yeah.
And so I was playing it for her. I didn't show her who it was. And I was like, there's going to be a moment, like in the second song, like halfway through the second song, where you're going to be like, I know exactly who that is.
Okay.
Because I was listening to it and I was like, okay, well, this is weird because you don't really hear him being Matt Berry. And then he says one word, he says the word fire, like halfway through the second song, and you're like, there he is.
Okay.
But yeah, this album is legitimately really great. Like, without caveats, without, not like for an actor side project, whatever.
Yeah, no qualifiers needed, huh? Okay.
Yeah, it's really, really good.
Okay. Yeah. Awesome. Well, yeah. So Matt Berry has a Bandcamp. The Blue Elephant will be linked in our YouTube description. I'm going to listen to this when I'm saving the show this evening.
Nice. And I think he has a new one coming out as well.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Heard Noises.
soon.
It's right here on the banner. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it's maybe out?
It is out. Yep.
Oh, it is out.
Oh, Ian, look, it's an acid jazz exclusive gatefold LP.
Yeah.
Ian's going to buy it right now. Uh-huh.
Probably.
Yep.
Probably. Yeah, it's really great. Check it out.
Okay. Nice, buddy. Nice. Yep. Right on. I've been stumbling across a few other things for next vinyl night, so I'm excited for the next.
Nice. Yeah, we need to get that scheduled.
Yeah, absolutely. Nice. Okay. Nice, dude. When you said like 60s era French pop, it made me think of the DJ that Air had opened for them. It was just playing like delightful French pop song after song, you know? Like it was just a great run of stuff I have never heard before.
Yeah, I know. I love French pop in particular. Every time I hear it, I'm like, oh, this is great.
Yeah.
And I don't know enough about it, and I don't understand any of the words.
Right.
That's fine.
But that's okay. Right? Mm-hmm. Just the voice is another instrument. Like that's always great stuff for me to do work and stuff like that too. Like I can crank out some emails to some foreign language music. You know? Yeah. Right? Nice, dude. Okay. Well, I'm excited to listen to this. Yeah. I dig that whole vibe. Okay. Nice, buddy.
Well, Dave, I think we did a car show.
Yeah, we did. We did a car show, homie.
It's sleepy in here too.
Yeah.
So, everybody, text us some vanity plates, 720-515-1391, apexadjacent@gmail. We're on the Blue Skies. Yeah. Thank you. We love you. Goodbye.